Alright, so now we have the three main ideas that I got from this video. First, how we give meaning to the words. So, nothingness for me is something completely different from saying, well, before we had this reality, before we had this existence, we had nothing. So, this nothingness represents what came up first before the universe itself. So it's kind of, for me, it's still something that makes no sense for me. An idea of there was nothingness unless suddenly there are everything. And this idea of there wasn't and there is, for me, makes no sense. So for me, it makes more sense that the universe has always been the universe, and um, Big Bang was something else. Big Bang maybe was just an explosion, a collision of realities, a collision of different universe. Or I like that idea of bubbles of universes and collisions of them makes new universes. Anyway, I really don't like the idea of nothingness becoming everything. For me, makes no sense. So that's one of the things that I was thinking before, because sometimes I have this thought of more existential things. Of course, I think there are all kinds of existential things that we can think of, like, am I doing what I should be doing with my life? Or is the society improving and getting better? Or what is the life? What is the universe? What is the existence? What is the reality? So all those questions, I think they have moments for having them. And when I discuss about randomness of the world, of the universe, of the life, it goes to another path. It's another um, view of the reality. It's another view of how I see the life, how I see the things. Of course, maybe it's somehow related to all those existential questions, but at the same time, like I was discussing about the braincast that I was hearing, it's the same thing. Well, I have this idea of random things happen all the times, random events. For me, everything is a mere event. So that's the idea of mere pixel still going on my mind. But the idea of c'est la vie. La vie is this idea that everything can happen, and as they were pointing out in the braincast, sometimes the end is not good, the end is not well, the end is not fine. And that's how I see the things. And for me, it's a part of this idea of everything being random. So if everything's being random, um, even the possibility of the universe already being something makes sense for me. But that's the idea of random events is not something that tries to explain what is the universe. Sometimes there are some questions that I don't make again because I don't want to bore, to waste time thinking some things that I will never find out. So sometimes I worry about it. Sometimes I like to have those discussions, those existential discussions, or thoughts or feelings. but not right now. I think that random, this idea of randomness, but I don't want to use the term randomness, but randomness. The idea of random events for me is how life works because everything's purely random, including life itself. Of course, we have some things here that are some behaviors. We have some things that happens all the times, and we as human we try to, and that's something that I really enjoy from this lecture was the guy. I should try to find. Gene Holt is the name of the guy. And that was something very satisfying to listen when he was saying, well, um, science, physics is basically how we see the patterns in life, in the universe, in the things that happen. We categorize them as laws, but in the end, it's just a pattern recognition. And it was really funny because I was looking into this DD Rescue viewer, and I have been thinking about image pattern sometimes. So this video made me thinking about all of the things that I have been thinking at the same time. So all the existential stuff, all the random stuff, all this idea of nothingness. So why that's why I really appreciate watching this lecture because it merged all the sorts of ideas into a single lecture that makes me think about several sides: the existential side, the random side of things, and how I see some words like nothingness. That for me is a concept of doing nothing that in the end has almost the same purpose of doing meditation or mindfulness, but mindfulness makes you do not thinking about what is going on and thinking about your inner presence. And when you're doing nothingness, you are thinking about anything, but at the same time, you are not thinking about yourself. You are feeling the present in a different way. So, mindfulness, inner self, nothingness, outside. Basically, is that. So, that's how I came up with those ideas. So, this was very good. Well, now 5:30, and it's already starting to get a little bit dark here, but I have said everything that was on my mind. And I really find those videos very amazing. My own videos, this time I'm discussing, I'm telling. So see you soon. Not soon, tomorrow, because like levels.